Hello, we're the August 1823 Stitchers. That's Angie.
And that's Sally.
And that's Jack. Today is,
let him down because he's rambunctious right now and he sees his little bully stick. There he goes.
Oops, there he goes.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll continue on. Today is June 13th, 2024, and this is Flosstube number 16. We were planning on filming last week, but, you know, life happens, as usual. This is a channel mostly about cross-stitch, but occasionally we throw in other crafts. We would like to thank our returning subscribers, and if this is your first time viewing us, thank you for joining us, and if you like what you see, hit that subscribe and like button. We really do appreciate that.
Thumbs up.
Yes, and that's so you can be notified when we post another video. We try to post twice a month, so I'm just leaving it out there. So now to get on to today's programming. We're going to go over some fully finished objects, some finished objects, new starts and finishes in there too, some works in progress, some stash investment and stitchy kindness, and then plans, and then we'll say sayonara. So I have a couple of fully finished objects.
I don't.
Okay, well that's because you have me do your finishing for you. Back during COVID, when it first started, I worked on a blackwork year-long sampler, and it was very therapeutic for me. I used the called for colors. The designer is Peppermint Purple, and I couldn't really find a frame, where I positioned my pattern on the fabric. I didn't really have a frame that I liked. I didn't want to put something at the bottom and scoot it up, so here's what I did. Now, I used Kathy Haberman's way of finishing, where you put fabric in the frame and then you mount on a piece of acid-free foam core and then mount it in the frame. And so I used coffee themed fabric on the back because the statement up here says, but first coffee. So this was the 2020 Blackwork Stitch Along by Peppermint Purple. And she has since done Stitch Along every year. Anything else?
I don't have any of those.
I have one more fully finished object. This should be familiar. This is Sally Spencer, and I used the DMC conversion. And even though my name is spelled with an IE, since I left the spelling for Sally as a Y. Also, I kind of didn't want to have to rechart it. And so I'm planning on putting this one in the state fair. I don't know about my blackwork sampler. Because, well, for one thing, it's got 2020 on it. This is 2024, and I think you can only do 3 years out.
It's when you finish it that counts.
Well, I finished it in 2020, in December. I just didn't fully finish it until last week.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay. All right. Do you have any finished objects?
No.
Okay, I got to dig a little bit. Sorry. I didn't unwrap anything here. Last year I started the the Primrose Cottage Stitches 9 patches, and last week when I was pet sitting, I finished the August one. It looks like this. Of course, since it's a finish, you'll see it too. This is on a piece of 28 count even weave, and I don't know if it's completely even, because to me these squares look rectangular instead of square. But I promise I did stitch them right. And I used the DMCs. And then I have another full finished object. I just, again, have to find it. I buried it in my bag. I don't know if I need this, but I'll use it. I have a church women's convention coming up next week. And we had secret pals, and so we're doing our final gifts. So I'm gonna make her Christmas ornaments. This is Fa La La and Mary from Heart and Hand, and I used DMC from my stash and a piece of 20 count Ada from a company that doesn't dye fabric anymore. All right, now, let's see. Oh, do you have any new starts?
Before we get to that, I think we need to answer a question
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
that someone asked on Facebook. And that was how these floss covers, is that what you call them? Floss sleeves, were completed and how they were organized. So first of all, I took a key ring and I put all the floss in numerical order. And whether it was a skein or on a acrylic floss drop, I put them all on a key ring, and all my DMC fit on 4 of these key rings. I don't have a complete set of DMC, so this is just what I have. And as I finish a piece, I return the floss to the numerical key rings, so I always know what I have. Now, Sally took a placemat and put it in half, long ways. She put a snap here and a snap up here, and that snap just came out again by the key ring.
Oops.
But we figured out you probably need to have a snap over here too, otherwise you've got stuff like this happening.
Yeah.
So
it's a prototype, so it's a work in progress.
Right. And then I have a closet that has those pantry shelves that are wired, and I hang these hooks on through those holes in the pantry shelves, and then I snag the key ring, and it just hangs in my closet, and I can just go to it whenever. And it hangs in my pantry. I don't have a washer dryer, so I use it as my craft storage room. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Did I miss anything, Sally?
I don't think so.
I just purchased all the, well, not all, 447 skeins of the Egyptian embroidery skeins from AliExpress, and I still have yet to put all those skeins on the key rings in numerical order, and but that'll give me closer to a full set. So that's that.
Okay. Well, I forgot about my crocheted fully finished object. And this is an earbud case. And this came out of the summer 2024 Crochet World magazine. And my earbuds came from the Dollar Tree. I paid $5 for them, but they are really good. Of course, you know, if you see something, you grab it because it isn't necessarily going to be there the next time you go. And it was a practice piece. I wanted to see if I could follow the directions and make it. And it's not 100% perfect. And there's a hole in the bottom so that when you're charging it, the cable can just go right through. And it protects your earbud case. All right, so on to new starts. And I have a few of those. Okay, the first one. Do you have some new starts?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you know, we can always throw them in if we do. The first one is Day at the Beach from Hands On Design. I'm using the DMC conversion, not the Cosmo, because I didn't want to invest in the Cosmo. I know I'm a retired school teacher, so funds are not free-flowing. And here's my start. It's not big.
That's good.
But it's on 18 count black Ada from Swigart. I got it at Barefoot Needlearts, which is our LNS. But I do like it. And I plan to do the seasons, but I am a beach person, although I never get there. And I like to do beachy things. And then my other new start is from My Big Toe. I'm kind of on a 20 count Ada kit right now because I have these 9-inch squares and they're multicolored. It's working really well. But my big toe, and I picked a silk that I had it probably came in a box, but it's Be Stitch Me Silk.
Purple?
Yeah, well, of course, in the colorway Practical Magic. And here's where I am. And I figured out that this size nerd hoop holds it, and I can practically get the whole thing in that hoop.
That's good.
Yes, it works great on my Lowry stand.
I just realized that I'm wearing your favorite color and you're wearing my favorite color.
Well, hey, that works out pretty good. All right, so there's my new starts. All right, so let's go on to works in progress. Angie, do you have a work in progress you want to show?
That's all I have is works in progress.
I feel like it's the Sally show this morning.
Yeah. Well, finishing, you know. Most of my, last year I finished 17, well, Sally finished, fully finished.
But you finished
like
the
a
stitching.
bunch of objects for me. I had 17 projects, 9 of which I put in the state fair. And so, you know, the first part of the year, that's all I do is work for the state fair. Apparently, I'm going to have to do others before I do this one because I put stuff on top of it.
Oh, well.
Okay, so I went to the library finally. Been a long time. I've been sick a lot. What in the world?
What? The magnet just was attached to something else?
And I stitched a little on this Uniqueness of Others piece. I call it the peacock piece. I'm not doing the words or the border. I am just simply doing the peacock. And I'm doing it on Custard Cosmo, 14 count, 2/1. That's all I ever do is 2/1, unless it's back stitching. And this is a piece I'm trying to get done for the fair. There was also one of my 6 for 60 projects. When I turned 60 last August, I started 6 projects, and this is one of them. So here goes. I was at the library stitching with friends, and you know what happens when you stitch with friends? Sometimes you don't get much stitching done. I got a little bit of stitching done in these bottom feathers. Just the teal stitches you see going at each end of the bottom feathers. I probably didn't have 50 stitches, but progress is progress.
Exactly.
All right, Sally.
All right. Well, I got back into my Sunday stitch. Angie and I are both doing When I Survey Thy Wondrous Cross, and I am looking for the pattern. I've already picked out the next one that I'm going to stitch out of this book. I have the book by Heartstring Samplery, and I'm looking for the page. I finished In the Garden, and I showed that several episodes ago. Ah, here it is. Okay, now we've both changed up the fabric, but I'll let Angie explain what she used. But I used Angie's color choice, and we're using a purple, a green, and a yellow. And yes, I have a hanging thread because I do that. And here is my progress. Yes, it's still in my hoop too. This is done on a piece of Picture This Plus, but I'm not sure what color it is. But we're using, like I said, purple, yellow, and green. And I finished half the words because there's more that go over on this side. And I got one flower done with a couple of leaves and some trailing off things. And that's where I am on that piece. It's a 14 count fabric also.
And since she showed hers, here's mine. And I did this flower over here to the corner and started down. That green is hard to count. I have a lot of trouble with the green leaves. The vines more than the leaves. And then it would be okay. You know, people talk all the time about how they hate repetition. Mm-hmm. I would like some repetition. Because it's driving me nuts, so I'm not getting much done. But this is my Sunday stitch, so I only work on it for a little bit. because it frustrates me.
Well, and if you notice, Angie started on the right-hand side with the words, and I started on the left-hand side with the words, which I thought was kind of interesting.
I only have the word divine on
Well,
mine.
no, but see,
And I didn't start with the words,
That's
but
right there.
I was trying to work my way down that side.
well, I started with the words to work up with the flowers. Okay,
To
so
each his own. I didn't.
Exactly.
Mine is Mystic. It's called Mystic Fibers. It's called Illusion. Is it Mystic Fibers? Something like that. Mystic something. That was my fabric.
gotcha. My next work in progress, and I don't think I'm gonna need the board because I don't have a whole lot. It's Summer Quaker by Lila Studio. And we know this is a big piece, and a lot of people stitch it on 40 count. I have trouble seeing the holes, even with extreme magnification, and that frustrates me. I can do 20 count Ada, but I cannot do 40 count very easily. So because my fabric was not as big as I like to have it, because I like 3-inch borders, I started in the middle, and the last time you saw it, I had some sails to finish up, and then I came down here and I worked on all this blue with the jellyfish, and this, I guess it's a type of fish sitting on top of this whale, and then this fish, and you see I've left a hole for another fish because I've been working on this blue. And I'm using the DMC, the called for DMC threads.
And again, since Sally showed it, we both did this as a birthday start last year. Like Sally didn't turn 60, so she didn't do 6 of them.
No,
But we both
turned 58.
started this one together. And let me just say, I was a little frustrated with the fabric. So the only thing I did during the month of August was this blue line. That's 200 and some stitches, so that meant it was a start, so I'm done. And then I realized this month, or last month, whatever, that I hadn't touched it since August. So I got it out, and I still didn't like the fabric, so a friend took it and washed it for me and ironed it real good, because one reason I didn't like it is because it was crunchy. And that really did the trick. This is 16 count ice blue Ada. And I was so proud of myself for doing all these motifs. And I'm going to continue with it. I really like this piece until I get to the center with the full coverage. We'll see how that goes.
See, I'm excited. I'm working my way over to the Quaker part.
I wanted to ask if anybody had a replacement for the mermaid that they could share with me, because I'm not interested in doing the mermaid, but I can't really find anything that's small enough that will fit, in that section to do. So if you have an idea, could you please share it with me in a comment or a message? I'm also on Instagram as
We're on there's August 1823 Stitchers.
Yeah, just message August 1823 Stitchers. I'll get the message. But I'm really, I don't know what to do about that mermaid. I just can't do that mermaid.
Look at that. You could probably put more fish in, send the seaweed up a little bit higher.
Yeah, I gotta come up with something, but I'm a long way from that, so no rush.
Well, my next work in progress is Long Dog Samplers Fish and Ships. This started out as a stitch along with Laura from Stitching by the Shore last year, or earlier this year. My plan was to do a page a month and be through in 6 months. Well, in April and May, I kind of got stuck and lost my stitchy bug for a little while. But at the end of May and into June, I was able, there's the magnet. Let me get my needle minder off. I was able to finish up the second page. And it's not 100% perfect, but you know what? I'm not planning on putting this in any state fair. This is just for me. I'll probably do a soft finish wall hanging with it. So I finished up this part. There's a urn here, and then it goes in some floral stuff, and then there's some stuff, some little flourishes. But that's the top 2 pages of fishing ships, and it's on 18 count sand Ada by Fiber on a Whim, and it uses DMC, or I'm using DMC, I always forget the number, but 958. And there's my progress on fishing ships.
I started that too, and I realized I don't like what I'm doing, so I've changed it to color and I'm starting all over, so it's not being shown this month. But I would like to get it finished too. My next one is Every Season by Tiny Modernist. And I'm only showing you, this was a like month by month sow. In 2020, that's when I started this. This is my second oldest whip. And I'm working over here on the summer. Yep, on the summer. And I started the sailboat with the lake.
Throw that in your Stitchy Kindness box. And yes, I did not take the price tags off. And yes, it keeps shifting. Our background keeps shifting.
Put this in what?
Your Stitchy Kindness box.
Okay.
I got a really good price on it. And as I was getting to the bottom of my bag, because I didn't have this in a bag, I did have another new start. It is called...
I didn't get a chance to show my sailboat.
Oh, I apologize.
That's okay.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Like, what is going on here? This is on 14 count moss celadon, and I'm working on the summer octagon. It took me forever to get that octagon correctly stitched. So I got a little bit of the sailboat and the lake. You can just tell it's a sailboat on the lake, but I'm pleased with that. So, and I've got this one, this weird Q-snap holder that everybody's been using, that I got from AliExpress. It doesn't really stick together very well, and it is a big puzzle to put together. But as far as holding it and everything, it does a really good job. So
there you go.
That's what it's supposed to do. So
all right. So this year in our Embroiderers Guild, we're doing techniques, and this month we're doing perforated paper. And so I have this kit called To Go. And I've done all the cross stitching, but I was saving the beading to work on in our next EGA meeting. And I just used some paper tape to cover the edges. So all I have to do now is just finish up the beading. And I forgot to show that in the new start section. All right, what else?
I have 2 left.
Okay.
Last market, not this past market, but last year's market, I bought Party Like It's 1776 by, I think, Little Stitch Girl. Is it Little Stitch? Yep, Little Stitch Girl. Jordan Nicole, I think. Mm-hmm. And this is will be stitched on 14 count Cappuccino Ada. And the Patriotic Gnome Needle Minder is a gift from Candy. Mm-hmm. All right. So I was very pleased. I got John and Abigail Adams done. At the last show, I said John and Jane Adams. But this is John and Abigail Adams following George and Martha. And I'm going to have to move the Q-snap.
Put in a bigger Q-snap.
Party should be up above their heads, but I realized I was running out of red, which is old red paint. And Sally just brought me some more old red paint, and I don't know. I'm gonna look to see if it's pink or if it's actually red. So when I get to home, maybe I'll find it and be able to look. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's gonna. I want to turn it into like a flat pillow, like a mattress pillow. You know, something flat, not puffy, because it's a gift for my brother. And I'd like him to have like a lumbar pillow, but not so puffy.
Gotcha. I can work on that. Yeah, I had a new start in crochet, and I wanted to try a corner to corner. We have a lady in our church that's expecting her second child, and just like the first child, she's not finding out what the sex is. So I'm working on a corner to corner baby blanket. I can't tell you the color is red. It's just a generic color. And I watched the YouTube video, and I can't tell you which one that is. I'll try to find that out to show me the instructions. the lady was English, so of course she had the English. In England, a treble crochet is what we Americans call a double crochet. And this is an easy pattern to do, and it's easy to remember, and it works up fairly quickly, and I like it.
My last whip is the one closest to a fair finish. Now I've already done one fair finish that we showed in earlier Flosstube. This is my second one, closest to a finish for the fair, and it is Forest Embroidery's. Some translate that name as monster whale, but it can also be translated to wonder whale, and I choose wonder whale because one whale can furnish a whole village throughout the whole winter. So, and that's what this is all about, the village on the back of the whale. I've really enjoyed stitching on this one. It's my favorite project right now. That and Mario. So, here's where I am. I've been working on the ocean. I have just a little bit of ocean to go, and that's going to be what's directly under the head of the whale. And I still have to stitch the village on top of the whale and a little bit of the belly closest to the ocean. I changed the colors. If you saw the picture, very pale and to me, blah. So I took the colors, and whatever was brown, light brown, I made deep brown. And whatever was light blue, I made deep blue. And I made it tropical colors. So I think that's why I like it so much, because I love these colors. And I just got this whale needle minder on this thing. I think the last Flosstube.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But that's my last whip.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any more whips. I'll share them all. The next thing on our list would be Stitchy Kindness and Haul.
Okay, well,
I only have one Stitchy Kindness.
Well, we can start with that.
All right, I'm going to show it. Angie got me a retreat mat. I've been trying to figure out how I can make one, but now I don't have to. And the beauty of it is it has a little art box that snaps in at the top. It's got a little place for extra threads and a couple of pockets for scissors. Oh, it is so nice.
I love all the little forest animals.
Oh yeah, I like the animals.
Squirrel,
and that green is a pretty green.
chipmunk.
Yes,
Really
beautifully
nice.
done, and it's done by Stitch and Piece.
Almost got that one for me. But then I saw this one, which was very tropical. And I got this one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got all the same stuff. It's got the little pen gift that's in there. It's got the container. It's, you know, I just love it. It's going to be perfect for
And
the
it
retreat.
snaps in up here on the retreat.
Yeah.
And we have one we're going to in September.
Yes, we're going to the Privies and Prim camping retreat in the beginning, right after Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
During the week, that's what I like about it. It's during the week instead of a
Tuesday
weekend.
through Thursday.
So that's very nice. I got some other stitching kindness from Sally. First of all, I've been wanting to do the, what is this? Well, hello there. Polar Plunge.
Mm-hmm.
The Polar Plunge by Hands On Design. I've been wanting to start the whale. And you'd hit skip in just a minute.
Oh. Some technical difficulties here with our background.
Yeah, it keeps trying to put ads on. We want the ocean scene. Anyway, I don't have Q-snaps small enough really to do each piece. And Sally said I could use her Nerge. Yay! I'm gonna try one. We'll see. I did try a big one. I didn't like the big one because I couldn't get the material drum tight. I needed drum tight.
I gotcha.
And she also brought me 3 grime guards. I'm a grime guard fan, especially if there's extra fabric. It's nice to hold that extra fabric once you rolled it up. And I got 1 8x8 and 2 11x11s, I think they are.
Yes.
So I'm good to go with my need for grime guards. I already have some projects in mind about putting it on there.
And there's grime guards. Excuse me, or Garon toting bag grime guards. I got them when they were still living in Florida. Well, I got, now this isn't Stitchy Kindness though, this is haul for me. But I made an order to 123 Stitch. Angie needed some threads and I had some things on my wish list. I just popped in, because you can't just order 2 skeins of thread. That barely cost enough to ship it. So I have the Stitchy tier by Erin Elizabeth. I completed her summer tier last year and it was so much fun. And when this one came out, I also have her cat tier, but I showed that one in the previous video. They are quick to stitch up. They don't take any time. Yeah, I picked up one of these for me too.
Sally brought me also some other Stitchy Kindness.
Well,
like Christmas in June.
You couldn't beat that price. $2.99 for an $11.99. It's a needle sharpener.
This is a needle sharpener.
Yes, I was at Hobby Lobby and they had a lot of red stickers and so.
Clover needle sharpener. This is a stitching toolkit.
You have to peel the plastic off.
Oh.
It comes off. I know it does. Oh no, never mind. There you go.
And it's got plastic inside covering it right
does.
now too. But look at that. Scissors, needles, bobbins, a needle threader.
It's listed on the back.
And it doesn't tell you the size of the needles, but
No.
anyway. And it's a bee design.
I got it for the price tag.
Now people have been telling me about these. I kind of need these apparently, but I stitch with my left middle finger under the material right where the needle is going to come through. And so sometimes if the needle has a hard time going through the fabric, it will stab my middle finger. And everyone's been saying, you need to get those little band-aids you put on your finger. Just covers part of your finger, but they didn't know what to call them. I'm going to try this. That's great.
And you see the price tag, right?
Yeah.
Price was right on those.
And then look at this. Light blue, 14 count, Ada. She knows my jam.
Well, I picked up a piece of you too.
Blue Ada. That's my jam. So thank you very much, Sally.
You're welcome. Well, I watched some Flosstube and they showed Carolyn Manning's Bohemian Bliss and the colors are just beautiful. And so next year I plan to start this. And I also got the spring bouquet. It's got a frog on it. My nail tech friend, yoga buddy, same person, collects frogs and loves frogs. So last year I stitched the quirky Quaker frog for her, and she still has that hanging up. So I figured this would be nice for her. And then my grandmother made the ceramic Christmas tree, and she made one for my family. Well, my younger brother has that one, and so I can replicate it with a Mill Hill kit. And these are done on perforated paper, and I'll probably make it into a Christmas ornament to hang on my tree. You want to do something, or you want me to keep going?
Well, I was going to show them red paint, because you got this red paint for me.
Well, you know the dye lots always change. So.
Right. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of the red, because that flag is very long. There's still 8 more characters that it has to go long. Plus the words party like it's 1776 are supposed to be done in red. Plus they have, some of the characters were wearing red. So I doubted that I was going to have enough of old red paint. Now this is my old red paint.
I think it'll blend okay.
Right here.
Yeah, I think it'll blend just fine.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. For once, something worked out like that. So, thank you very much, Sally, for picking that up for me.
You're welcome.
And, are you done with haul?
I got a few more patterns. So, back when I was teaching, I went online to find some resources, and I came across a lady, she has Confessions of a Homeschooler. And she also has cross-stitch design, quilting designs, and sewing designs. Well, she was having a sale. And it was a pretty good price. So I bought several cross-stitch patterns. I have this one, which is called Cup of Cheer. And they're coffee cups. You can make them teacups, but they're coffee cups to me because coffee is my beverage of choice. And then Vintage Summer. I just thought they were cute with the trucks and the surfboards and the palm trees. I don't plan to stitch the whole thing, but I want to pull some of the little motifs out and make some small ornaments. And of course, I had to get the quilt pattern that matched the cross stitch pattern for Cup of Cheer.
You quilt?
I dabbled in quilting.
Okay, I want to see this.
Yeah, I dabble. I've made a couple of quilts. And then I wanted to try, in her sewing section, I wanted to try her Craft to Go case. Now, Angel noticed that I didn't print out every single page because some of these were a little bit long.
Is that a project?
It's like a project bag. So I'm thinking, yeah. I figured, yeah, it's like a patchwork one, but you know, you could probably adjust it to be just a piece of fabric. I'm gonna play with it because I need to practice my sewing and stuff. And then it's a sewing machine mat. It's not, it hangs down in front so you can hold your scissors and your rulers and things like that. But I thought, again, I could practice, especially with putting binding on and things like that, because a lot of your bags nowadays have that. And then the quilty pin cushions were just so cute. And last but not least, from there, I had the Joy pillow. I thought that was really pretty. And then this is the last one, I promise. The summer, what is it called? Summer Tradition Sampler by Tiny Modernist. It was just really pretty. And I like stitching houses. You know, they're kind of meditative, I guess is the word to say. And that's all my haul.
Sally and I both belong to the Embroidery Guild, and we got our magazine as a quarter, which is called Needlearts. It's called the Embroidery Guild of America, Embroiderers Guild of America, and we belong to the Florence chapter. And one thing I wanted to share was there's a pattern for this heart. I can't see where I'm going.
Yeah, let me do that.
Pattern for that heart in the next 2 pages following that one. And I thought that was pretty cool. And in that our magazine, we usually have at least one pattern.
I think there's 2 projects in this one.
That's something I might consider. I would change up the colors, of course.
You don't like the bright primary colors?
Well, I don't like that part.
That's the technique. I mean, that's the stitch.
I know, but I don't like the color.
Oh, yeah, you definitely brighten that
I'm
color
going to change that color, and I don't really like that yellow either. I make it brighter. Anyway.
Well, it could just be a picture,
I thought that's pretty cool. So if you're ever looking for stitchy friends, one way to do it is to join the Embroiderers Guild of America. And you can go to internet and type EGA USA, and there's a place where you can search for chapters in your area. So if you're looking for stitchy friends, that's one way to do it.
And if there isn't a chapter in your area, you could always join Cyber Stitchers.
Yep, and there's also the ANG,
which is American Needle Pointers Guild.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
there's sampler guilds also.
Yeah,
but you don't stitch
things that you can join. It's relatively, I mean, it's a good price. You get that magazine, you get, you know, stitchy meetings that have programs. Right now, which I'll get into that with plans. I had a little bit more haul because Sally and I are going to start a couple of new projects in July, and I like to keep my Q-snaps with my project until the project is done. So I don't have any Q-snaps for these 2 projects. I had to go. So I ordered, a friend sent a text to our group and said, anybody want anything at Barefoot Needlearts? And I said, needles?
Yeah, that's the only one I saw.
I also like to keep my needle with my project too. And I keep adding all these projects, and I need to have some more needles. I like size 26 needles for that 14 count.
Mm-hmm.
I know they say 24 is good, but it has a hard time going through my
Big.
fabric. So
And it pulls your thread.
yeah, I don't like that. And I do love John James needles.
I do too. I have an assortment of needles.
So I also got, you know, Q-snaps.
Q-snaps.
Now I don't get, I got 8s and 11s because that's what I put together.
That's
I
right.
like 8 by 11 to work with 8 by 11. So got those, and
You got some more of those magnets.
I got some more magnetic cables, but they didn't have that many, so I just got one pack. Because if there's extra fabric, I like to roll it up with the magnetic needles and then cover it with the grime guard.
Right.
So that's all my haul and stitchy kindness. But I have a lot of plans. How about you?
I have some plans.
Okay.
Go ahead. You do yours first.
Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you about is one that we're starting the first Sunday in July. Because this is kind of our way of doing Christmas in July. And it is... what is it called? Is there anything English that I can read that says what it's called?
I don't know.
It is Ukrainian pattern. I won this pattern from mybobbin.com. Actually, not from them, but from
Was it Yasmine?
Stitches for Tatiana.
Oh, yeah, Stitches for Tatiana.
There's something
That's right.
Tatiana was in there. And I won a pattern from my bobbin. And so when I saw this one, that was immediately the one I selected to do. And I plan on stitching on this every Sunday in July. And, you know, keep working on it after that.
Yep.
So we've got our threads. I haven't chosen my fabric yet. Have you chosen your fabric?
I just did the
But
threads.
these are the threads. Aren't
Pretty
they gorgeous? Purples and golds.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Very royal.
Yes, it looks very good. So looking forward to doing that one. If you want to stitch with us, you're welcome to.
Yep.
We're not going to do an official Sal, but you could comment below if you want to do this. You can go to mybobbin.com and type Christmas. Might be Christmas ball. Might be the name of it. But just type Christmas and it'll bring up, this is like the 6th or 7th one that comes up. And it was really cheap. It was like 3.79, whatever the Ukrainian...
So rubles?
It was a symbol, and I don't know what it was.
I don't know.
But it ended up, you know,
yeah,
I
you
didn't
paid
have
for
to
it.
pay for it, but I think it's like $5, and it's a PDF. You can't get anything hard copy from Ukrainian. And
Not right now.
so,
Yeah.
anyways, my way of supporting Ukraine too, getting that. So you have another plan?
Well, I'm going to be stitching that with you, and then we're going to start Enchanted Realms. Do you have that?
I don't believe, let me check.
What is that?
Oh, that's Reading Tracker.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm planning on continuing stitching on the things I've got. I'm going to fully finish those 2 ornaments.
Nope, I don't have it with me.
I need to finish up the baby Afghan. I mean, the baby's not due till the end of October, in November, but I want to go ahead and get it taken care of so I can not have to worry about that. I want to finish up Thy Word because it's very small, and I have a couple more of those to start. Work on Day at the Beach, work on Summer Quaker, work on Fish and Ships, because I need to get that next page in. I've already... Yeah, well, Enchanted Realm is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. She started closer to the beginning of the year, and we're just kind of waiting till the she fully releases all the parts of the Sal, and then we're starting that for our floss anniversary.
Well, this is the Long Dog sampler that I started in black on this. It's dark blue, and I started with black, and I'm a bright person. I have a real hard time with all this black. So, Sally sent me several. I got the idea that I kind of wanted, I can't stand white. Stitching with white, no, that would be the opposite, but I would still be, no. So I thought, well, how about silver? Something that looked like silvery. And so, Sally sent me several suggestions, and I went to Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to try stitching it with this. I bought 9 skeins because the math calculator says you need 9 skeins because I'm stitching 2 over 1, so I need twice as much as everybody else, apparently. And I will restart this baby, this hopefully before the next floss tube.
You can always turn your fabric around to another corner, and then you can rip that out later.
Yeah, first I'm going to test it to see if that's what I want, or if I'm just stuck with 9 skeins of O2.
That 10 color.
DMC.
Yeah, you'll find a use for it. We can always make it in the
Color plunge.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the fabric, I've got the threads. I still don't have the threads on floss drops, but I'll do that. But the first one I want to do
is the whale.
Well, I have you know it, the one that I want to put my hand on is the one I can't find.
That's the way that always works.
Anyway, well, hello there. That's the one I'm going to do. I've got the backers. I don't have the paper that you're supposed to put on top of the backers, but that can come later.
Yeah, we can find scrapbook paper.
So, anyway, I'm going to start that.
That's a hands-on design.
Yeah, I have the fabric, but I want to cut it into 6 squares so I can use that nurge. That's the reason I wanted the nurge in the first place. Also, I already did that one.
That's the purple ornament.
Yep. The reading tracker. I've got got like 15 books to put on the second shelf. Problem is, I haven't stitched the books on the second shelf yet. So I'm going to get that one worked on. But while I'm talking about the reading tracker, I read 3 books since the last floss tube.
I read 1.
2 I want to mention. One is Up on the Wolf Top because it's a Chet and Bernie mystery that's told from the point of view of the dog, Chet. Hilarious to see how dogs see humans and their actions.
Or how a human interprets how a dog sees humans and their actions.
But it is very funny. That's not the first one. That's like number 10 or something. So there's a whole series of Chet and Bernie books. But the one that was really good was by James Patterson. I don't like all of James Patterson because the ones that are all about sex and use curse words, I don't do those. But this one is Michael Bennett series. Michael Bennett is a NYPD homicide cop who's adopted 10 children from all over the
world.
All over the world. And this one's called Crosshairs. And that
What
means
number
it's
is that?
going to be a sniper. I don't know.
Because I read 2 of them. I read the first 2 in that series.
But now they're trying for an 11th child, but this one naturally with his second wife. So, very interesting. The interactions with his family, the thriller part of it, chasing a sniper all over New York City. It was very good. I loved it. So, I just have to say, I recommend that one. While I'm in recommendations, I might as well go over a TV show that I absolutely love and I highly recommend. Even if you just do a trial membership for Netflix, watch Sweet Tooth. There's only 3 seasons. It ends in that 3rd season and the ending is perfect. You don't even need to see a sequel or anything like that. Very good book or TV show sequel. Sweet Tooth. I can't speak. And the other thing, Flosstube. Kel Stitches, Kel''S. This has nothing to do with her stitching, although it's fantastic. And some of the stuff she pulls off, where she makes changes and stuff, very good. And I love watching her son gets involved. He's kind of funny. She raises horses, and she's a waitress in Australia. And it's Kel''S Stitches. And this last floss tube, she and her husband were getting ice cream, and they like way overflowed the ice cream over the scoop. And gave him this wee little tiny spoon to eat it with, but huge balls of ice cream. And they couldn't eat it fast enough. It was melting all over their arm, down her arms and on the table. What was so funny was these birds came by, and they had, you could actually see their tongues in the video she took. And they're licking up the ice cream. Worth watching just for that. That was an awesome video. Did you ever watch that?
No, I didn't.
That was so
It's on my
good.
list of things to do.
I love it when people share something like that that's, you know, very interesting. So but she's worth watching just on her own. So that's the only floss tube I have to recommend. So while we're at it, I have...
There was something I was going to say about plans, and I totally forgot about it. I lost my train of thought. What's that?
That is the question. I think it's the pink one. I had to put it in a big bag because it kept disappearing between the big bags.
Oh, you're on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our chapter this month and next month are concentrating on how to stitch and bead and finish perforated paper objects. So I picked up the smallest mill hill I could find out of all the mill hills I have. And I want to do this for my friend's birthday in March. So it's way earlier than I planned to work on it, but because of a chapter, I pulled it out. And it's called Fishing Penguin. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. My best friend loves penguins. And I kind of made a mistake, and I drew black lines on it with a pen, but it will be covered, so it won't be a problem. The thing I don't like about this one is they want you to use 3 strands on that white, and I just can't work with 3 strands on perforated paper. I don't like working with 3 strands anyway, but 2 strands can get caught. 3 strands is a nightmare. So I'm just working with 2 strands to get it done. I got the head and its clothes. So next I work on its belly and the fishing pole. And I hope to get, that's the thing I'm going to work on today and this weekend probably.
I'm probably going to crochet.
I want to get all the stitching finished so I can do beading on it at the meeting.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
So there'll be people there. Some people are nervous about doing mill hills because they don't know how to do beading on it. So we're just going to be doing it, and showing them how to do it and how easy it is.
Yeah.
It's not harder than cross stitching. So anyway, I have that one, and the last one I have.
What is that?
You know how I said the whale was close to being done? Well, that means I get to start another whale soon, right?
Yeah. Which one is this?
This is from Cross Stitch the Earth. And this is the one I'll be doing when I finish the Wonder Whale. I like to keep a whale project going. That's why, I forgot to say that in the whale that I showed you, Sally's going to try to make a project bag out of it for me. And I can keep all my whale projects in that bag. I'm really excited about that. The saying on this,
I'm really nervous about that.
I think you'll do fine. You're talking about doing that cup quilt you with that.
Oh, that cup quilt's nothing compared. Flat is a lot different from structured stuff.
The saying on it says, "We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children."
I like the jellyfish.
It's a Native American proverb. I just love it. It's kind of big and a lot of stitching.
It's in a Congdon. What do you expect?
It will take a while to do, but I've got the fabric still in the tube. I don't know what it says. I don't know what kind it is.
It's
It's just a basic white, isn't it?
14 count. Looks like it is Carolina linen 14 count white.
I think it's just a basic white, which that needs. I don't think it needs any color. And I bought a grime guard especially for it.
Oh my.
So, and I got the Q-snap in here.
Wow, you're ready to go. Just gotta pop that back.
I'm ready to go on the whale. I kind of want to get the other one done so I can start this one because I love it. So, anyway.
And we're also going to work on the smalls for the smalls exchange for the retreat.
Yes.
But I'm not going to show you what mine is yet.
I thought I put that in here. But, you know, I didn't know what to do with that until I realized I could just do a vignette from one of the bigger ones that I'd like to finish someday.
And how do you want me to finish that?
I don't know, either as a pillow or top of a tin. you know, something.
We'll figure that
We'll
out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's everything for me.
That's it for me.
Poor doggy's asleep.
He's snoring.
I don't think you can hear it though, and it looks like we have snow in the background now.
It's a winterscape now.
We started off with the beach. It's
Yeah.
what it was supposed to be.
It's
but
been going.
it's gone
mixing up.
crazy.
Oh well, it is what it is.
So, anyway, we plan on coming back maybe June 25th.
Yeah.
Usually when we don't do it on schedule, because I'm sickly, fighting this sinus infection for like 6 months. And I'm on like, I don't know how many rounds of antibiotics for it and how many different antibiotics. So that's usually why we don't make the schedule, because of me. So
It's okay.
anyway, we hope that you are doing what you love, that you love what you stitch. And we hope that you'll come back to see us again. So I believe that's all, folk.
Bye.